listening to the station, to the Nation Radio Sri Lanka. A very good morning to you. It's precisely 10 minutes past the hour of 10, and we have a very interesting guest with us in the studios. And it's time for me to introduce you to Senani Sena. A very good morning to you.
Thank you so much. Nice to be here. Thank you.
Nice to have you here inside the studio, Senani. She's a singer-songwriter who's going to speak about her brand new song, I'd say, which is coming up later on. But today we do have an English song to be played. But before that, we need to talk a little bit more about you, Senani. You're into songwriting, you're into singing, but you come from a background where there's a lot of drama involved. I'd say there's a lot of acting, there's a lot of art involved. So have you always been someone who wanted to do this ever since you were young?
Yeah, actually my very first memory from childhood is of singing. So when I was 5 years old, and then when I was 7 I started to dance, and then slowly I started to play the piano and take lessons, and then write songs as a teenager. So I was influenced by being surrounded by music and the entertainment, because coming from with my mum and also my dad as well, who were musical, and my mum with her acting and featuring in films in Sri Lanka. And also my aunties as well are also in the entertainment field as well. Yeah.
So it's kind of running in your blood.
Yeah, I think definitely. It's something that's always been, bringing me great joy. So from back in childhood to this very point, yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about your professional career apart from singing, because you do something much more than this as well, and I'm sure that this is your passion and you like to do this, but you're also a doctor, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I'm a doctor in Australia. So my father is a doctor as well, and my mum's actress, singer, dancer, so I kind of combined the two influences, and I practice in the area of medicine called integrative medicine, which is it's like combining naturopathy with medicine, so it's like a holistic sort of approach. Yes, I look at nutrition and the guts and so forth.
So you're a perfect combination of both mom and dad.
Yeah, I think, they're very good role models. Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's also talk about your very first experience writing a song.
So I started writing as a teenager. And at that time, as a teenager, you're not so confident within yourself, and I was rather shy. But a friend of mine who was studying with me, she was actually at university. She was also a medical student. She was writing songs, and she's a Christian, so she was writing Christian songs. And then I just thought, oh, I can do this too. I can develop my songs. So that's from that point I started to, so from the age I think 17, 18, I started to really write a lot of songs and music, and working out parts on my keyboard and synthesizer, and then I went into the recording studio and started to lay down songs at that point, and I created an album of music, and now this is my second album that I'm currently releasing different songs from.
Lovely. So what kind of artists did you grow up listening to?
I was very influenced by the icons, so Michael Jackson, Prince, George Michael, Whitney Houston. They were my kind of my mentors in the field of singing, dancing, entertaining. I also love Sade as well, and I also like Aaliyah, and all the Motown sort of artists. I also love jazz as well.
I was just about to say, all Motown artists, the same kind of vibe.
It's I think they take all the elements from the old school R&B and soul and jazz, and so it's was very into Michael Jackson and still am. But I've grown to like also appreciate other genres as well, like reggae and alternative music too. So I really like alternative music. Yeah.
So now we're going to talk about your song Free, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So we've got that lined up next. So what's the song about? I know the name suggests that it's about freedom, but is it what you intended to write about?
Yeah, it's kind of, well, free in the sense of free in life, love, in your spirit, how you express yourself freely, freedom of movement, free in every sense. So being unrestricted, and yeah, so a person can kind of connect with that song in different ways depending on where it connects with them. So for example, if it's about expressing yourself, or if it's about spiritual freedom or love, so it's kind of, it's not very specific.
It's open for interpretations.
Yeah. And but there is some romantic sort of connotations in the lyrics. So yeah, so where I'm talking about looking into that person's eyes and yeah, that sense of being free and just escaping into nature as well. And yeah, so.
It's beautiful how music can be open for interpretations, and people can kind of relate to it then. So let's have a listen to your song. We're all looking forward to it, I'm pretty sure.
Thank you.
How's it going? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's good.
That's such a beautiful song, Senani.
Thank you.
I've enjoyed listening to it. And I love how you kind of included a little bit of Sri Lankan flavor into it.
Yeah, I love fusing instruments from my background. So Sri Lankan and also Indian tabla and sitar and sarod. And I always loved actually those instruments. So it just kind of comes naturally to do that. And I've got a couple of songs with that sort of vibe. And then the people that follow my music, they were saying, oh, why don't you do a Sinhala song? So I thought, okay, that I should, because I've done a Hindi version of this song, and I thought, well, I should maybe do a Sinhala version of this one. So it's called Nidahase. Yeah, releasing next week.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it, Senani. So speaking of this song, tell me a little bit about the process of writing it, and then, how long did you take? How long was the process to kind of come up with the whole song?
Yeah.
Before releasing?
Yeah, so it's very interesting because I get all my ideas. It's very intuitively, so I don't kind of sit down and just think, oh, I'm going to write a song today. It comes through dreams, or when just in the middle of the night I'll wake up and the ideas, the lyrics, the melody kind of get downloaded into my mind. And then I usually just go to the piano. So I did this for that first album, which Free is from. It was in the middle of the night. Most of the songs were done. So I'd wake up, go to the piano, this download of melody and lyrics, and then just start working out the complete song. Then in the morning I would wake up, and then I'd basically complete what I started and work out chords, and then I'll work with professional musicians, because although I play piano and trained with piano musicianship, I'm not like a full-time musician or anything in terms of keyboard player or drummer and guitarist. So I'll work with all of those individual professionals, and then we'll go into the recording studio and just lay down all of the tracks. So it probably takes, for the whole album, like this current album, it took about 2 years to write.
That's a long period.
Yeah, write, record, and then have it all completed. Yeah.
So what was the feedback like for your album?
The first one, yeah, it was quite good actually. So the first album is quite different from this current album. I was told this current album I've matured, because I think the first one, it's more geared towards kind of a younger sort of feel and so forth. But this song, particular song that you just heard, Free, it did quite well in different parts of the world. So in the US, it was nominated for a Hollywood Music in Media Award in the R&B Soul category. And then in the UK, the dance version went into the Music Week charts, into the top 20. And yeah, and it was played all around Sri Lanka as well, on different radio stations. And yeah, and also in Australia, it was picked up on different local radio stations. And people quite like it. There's different versions of it. So there's a Hindi version as well, and I'm re-releasing this English version at the same time as I'm releasing the Sinhala version, Nidahase, and I'm releasing a new version of the Hindi version too.
Right, and I'm pretty sure why this has gone viral, or this has been accepted globally as well, because it definitely has a beautiful groove and rhythm to it, and it's a morning song, I'd say. Yeah. And I think you can also play it in the late evening and when you want to dance a little bit.
Yeah, there is like a dance club version, which is it's a little bit faster tempo.
Faster than this.
Yeah, it's faster than that.
Nice. So now that we spoke about the response you've received from different parts of the world, Senani, what about home?
My parents are very supportive and encouraging of my music and whatever I wish to do. And both my parents, because my father, he was also singing and playing the piano and by ear, and my mom, was in the film industry in Sri Lanka, and she also is a singer. Actually, her first appearance as a singer was actually on Radio Salon. So I think when
it's nostalgic, I guess, coming back here.
Yeah.
She's with us.
Yeah, so my mom's here, Jivarani, Kurukula Surya. And so it's interesting because when we were growing up, we didn't really think that she was this big star, because she was always at home with us and
I've always wanted to ask this from a daughter of an actress, how they feel about it, because I've watched interviews of different other artists and children speaking about artists speaking about how they don't enjoy or they don't bother watching their own movies and all that. But I want to ask you this question. What's your favorite character your mom has played?
I really love Sandesha and Sumitra Baria, because I think my mom plays an amazing emotional portrayal of the characters, and that's the part, I end up crying in those films, in all her films, because it's so emotional. And I also enjoy Sheila, because my father also gets to play her husband in that film, so it's nice to see them together. So my mom, apparently when she was pregnant with me, she was still completing her filming, so she was actually on set while she was pregnant up until I think 25 weeks pregnancy. So so I got to absorb all of the energy from her being on set. Yeah,
so you were literally on screen but not seen.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, so you said that you'll be releasing the Sinhala version, the Sinhala take on the song Free the following week. So is everything done?
So the song at the moment, I'm just getting the final sort of tweaks on the mix. I'm hoping today that we'll get that released. It's been the music's been produced by a local producer here, Dilshan Silva, So, and then the video clip is also just being finalized as well, and that's been created by Sandesh Bandara. Yeah, he's a local movie producer here, and his team. So I'm hoping for a release on Tuesday, actually. Yeah.
So that's not that far away.
No. I have to quickly get it all together.
I know, it's going to be a big day here in Sri Lanka. So now that you've stepped into Sinhala music as well, Senani, how about fusion? How about, coupling with a few singers here, maybe doing a duet? Have you got any plans like that?
Yeah, so I've approached a few people actually. There's a singer, his name is Sold, and we've been talking about doing some, work together. And there's also another band, a local band I've been talking to. I mean, they're more pure English sort of R&B soul, but yeah, so I'll just see what happens with those artists, and then I'll looking to do some performances here as well with the bands. Yeah.
So what's on the pipeline apart from teaming up with Sri Lankan artists internationally?
Yeah, so the rest of my album, which is called Music of the Mirror, it's got 16 songs on there, so I've released 4 of the songs so far. So I still have quite a few to go with the English releases, and so I will just continue to release and promote. I've noticed that social media is actually a very big thing now. Like with the first album, it was not so much, but this album, it's now become like the major way to get the music out there. So I'm quite active on all of the platforms like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and now TikTok as well. So
Trending.
Yeah. So I go by Senani Music. So every platform, it's whatever the platform name is /Senani Music.
Yeah. And all the very best with the release, Senani, which is happening on Tuesday.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
But sometime next week, definitely.
So all the very best with that, and thank you so
much.
much for stepping into the studios to take us through your journey.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having a chat with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And with that, it's time for us to wrap up the very special interview we have with Senani. And it's precisely 10:32. A very good morning to you if you happen to just tune in.